Move over, Swanson. I'm driving.
Wow!
Hey, Smails! My dinghy's bigger than your whole boat!
Welcome back to the Caddyshack Minute. This is the show where we chase down the film Caddyshack on foot 1 minute at a time. My name is Tom Taylor, and I am nervous about who I should introduce next because this minute has a great line, and who knows who will steal it from whom. So I'm just going to say, here are my two co-hosts, Dan Lewis and Mike DeMaria.
Yeah. You know what they said at the end of Tommy Creepy Camp every year?
Let me guess.
Hey, everybody. None of us are going to get laid.
None of us, yes.
And it was always true.
It was always true.
It always broke my heart a little bit, but it was always true.
If any one of them accidentally got laid, it would be seen as a betrayal to the others. And you were thrown off the SS Nerdlinger and left at sea.
One of us.
You can sit with me, Tom. I'll be your pal.
My socks are too
Thanks.
My socks are too loose.
Thanks, Motormouth. We are here for all intents and purposes, this is the last minute of the movie. This is the last minute
I
with
wouldn't
actual
say
movie
that
in
though. You're going to give the listening audience the wrong idea.
loose.
Well, no. This is not the last episode of the show, but it's the last motion picture episode, minute of the movie. During this minute, we go into the end credits.
We go to black.
We will, of course, cover the end credits as purists and completists that we are.
Mm-hmm.
There's no escape, you punks.
Right.
But this minute, might as well just say it. We'll just come out and say it. Begins with Czervik confronting Judge Smails on the green.
Right.
And it ends with the credits for co-stars Albert Salmi and Scott Calmby. Those are two fun names to say together.
Absolutely.
Salmi, Calmby. But before we get there, we're still in the movie. The very, very beginning of this, you see the end of Carl skulking off from all of his devastation that he's created. And I just realized it's the last time you see him. It's the end of the movie. The movie's got like less than a minute to go, but it's the last time you see Carl.
You know what I did notice here, because it goes quickly to the Moose and Rocco scene, which is one of my favorites of any movie ever.
Yeah, it's great.
And then we got the you're all going to get laid line. And then the movie's over. It kind of happened. It like wrapped up really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Very
much
little
of a
denouement.
denouement there.
I almost wanted them to, because as soon as Moose and Rocco break off into the run, I kind of wanted to see that for a couple more seconds. Just to see them chasing Smails a little bit.
I mean, those guys, Judge Smails.
Oh, no.
They just start to like sort of trot after him when they cut away.
I think it'd be almost funny just to let the long shot run and just watch them chase him into the distance.
Yeah,
just
like
watch
Rodney
him chase Smails into the distance.
Yeah, Rodney could turn to the crowd that we don't see. They're behind us, behind the viewer, and give his line as they're running off in the background. That'd be pretty funny.
That's
And
true,
then just
all
let
in one
the-
shot.
Yeah.
And then just have the camera pull back really slowly because it's on like a big, huge crane. And just watch them run off into the distance and then roll the credits.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the end of Chinatown, the crane shot coming up over Chinatown. This would be fitting that the crane would come up showing you the whole of Bushwood.
Well, it's
Destroyed
funny that you mentioned
physically as it is by explosions, but repaired with a certain form of equality in terms of the crossing of the class line.
Yeah, things have changed. But it's funny that you mentioned Chinatown because I was trying to think, is there a movie with a better final line than, hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid?
It's
and I thought of Chinatown. Chinatown's on the list, I guess.
Chinatown's very
Jake,
good,
it's
yeah.
Chinatown.
But it's only good. Chinatown is great. It's a great way to end the movie. Mm-hmm. But this one's good in a vacuum. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to know anything about the movie, and then you say, like, let's say someone's seen neither of those movies, and you go, which one of these lines is a better ending line? Hey, Jake, it's Chinatown. Or, hey, everyone, we're all going to get laid.
Yeah.
In fact,
They
the more you
stand
know
alone.
about Caddyshack, the more confusing the line becomes.
Or you could use
What
the
exactly is he talking about?
or you could use the Simpsons parody where he says it's Cairo Town.
It's Cairo Town.
Sure.
Well.
But yeah, do we? I've here in the final story minute of the movie, do I risk getting yelled at for wanting this joke unpacked a little bit, this line?
What, you don't
It's just great and stupid.
Yeah, I don't know what are you going to possibly do.
Is this going back to where you need the joke explained to you, like you did back in the early days of this
Well, that's
podcast?
what I'm asking.
Yeah, there's another situation where Spock here just can't compute the joke.
Yeah.
No, I've been
Feelings
studying
are
your
get-
human concept of humor, and I
Yeah.
thought I had a lock on it, but then I see Rodney just yelling to a group of people who are just suddenly assembled on the main,
Well, it's the
building
entire
of the
cast.
club, the entire cast, all the extras, everybody, probably some of the crew, just standing there. Apparently, they've been standing there watching Judge Smails get chased off by Moose and Rocco. They're eating their popcorn, observing this little three person play, and then Rodney turns to them and says, "Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid."
Mike,
And maybe
Mike,
that's
do you
the
want to explain unbridled, unexplained fun for our friend here?
No, I don't think we need to. I think I think
Fair enough.
I think that he's just trying to be he's trying to wrap things up and trying to look for some cathartic moment here where he can come full
Right.
circle to back where he was unpacking jokes.
Well, maybe
And
that's all this line is. It's a nice cathartic thing. And everyone takes him at face value. They're all like, hey, we are going to get laid. That's great. Thanks, Rodney.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to be told that.
Yeah.
well, what he's also telling them, it's the power's in their hands, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, we're all going to get laid if you want to, and you're the ones that are going to make it happen, not me.
Judge
Yeah.
Smails is having his knees broken right now. He's not going to tell you can't get laid.
Right.
By the way, I fully think that Judge Smails could outrun those guys. That's the other reason I want to see
Moose
that,
and
that
Rocco
shot
look like
extended.
they're built more for comfort instead of speed.
Yeah, he's going to
Slow
hug him.
menace.
They're going to hug him to death. Oh,
Come
come
on,
on.
in those slacks, those kinds of slacks, running.
You can almost hear them.
Yeah,
Like, what if somebody had to run for a bus in 1979?
because everybody
They
wore
did.
those slacks in '79.
Yeah. There are a lot more buses, though, so you didn't have to run for them. You just wait for the next one.
All right, Tom.
Real tight up in the carriage, but looser down low where the taper would be now.
But those are also like that.
It's like riding a barbed wire fence.
Yeah, what kind of material is
Just
that?
run the
That's that
bunghole.
very that's like that not lycra. It's like that. What was
Polyester.
those slacks made out of? Rayon.
Oh yeah, the
Sure,
rayon.
yeah.
Space
Yeah.
age fabrics.
Yeah.
We've really gone
I'm just
back
watching-
to basics where pants are concerned. We haven't.
Yeah.
It's no longer the synthetics.
But
Going
Rodney
back to
walks
the
onto
cotton.
this scene and just all of his, with the legs going and the.
Yeah.
Oh my!
He doesn't stop for a
Hey-o.
second during the entire shot.
I thought you'd enjoy that, Mike.
Yeah, I always
Like,
do.
how many calories do you think he burned in his life just shaking his legs like that? He ought to have been
might be-
600 pounds.
He might be a perpetual motion machine. and we let him slip away. We had
Right.
it. He could have powered the entire planet.
Yeah. He was playing in Vegas one time for like a whole week. And the power went out in Vegas, but the entire town stayed on and no one knew why. And I think we just figured out why.
Yeah. They
It was
just
just
stuck a plug
Rodney.
into Rodney.
Shaking back and forth. Like a I don't know, like depleting uranium all running through him.
Yeah, or like if you just like wrapped magnets or something like onto his like
See, here's my-
kneecaps,
here's my
like,
question.
Or
inside
he
of his
can
knees.
certainly power a steam power generator.
Yeah.
Here's my question: do you think he like made this up like this was his shtick, or do you think that was just him?
I was thinking about this, Mike, and part of me thinks, because one thing I've noticed from the small amount of acting I've done is like you suddenly are very, very aware of you don't feel right just standing there. You feel like you should be doing something with your hands or moving. And it could be that Rodney, he's used to being on stage, he's comfortable there. He's doing his first ever movie, he just figures he does what comes natural, which is that leg shake.
But does he not do that on stage, just as a comedian?
He does it to an extent, but nothing like this. I mean, he looks
Yeah.
like one of those dolls that you put out in front of the auto mall and fill with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or like what? Yeah, or the one where you like it's all like strings with like some tension in them, and you press the little thing up in the bottom, and all the tension goes
yeah,
out and it just
yeah.
kind of collapses. Yeah.
Well, Dan says he doesn't feel all that comfortable, or you don't feel comfortable standing still on stage, right? Is that what you said?
I don't.
Is that what you said? You said you just.
I said when
little-
shooting videos, these videos that my comedy group, Naptime.
Right. But what about when you're
Comedy.com.
on stage with your improv troops or your
I don't do
sketch
improv.
comedy? Well, okay, I get that. The sketch comedy.
Yeah, sketch. That's what I do.
Do you like to stand still or no?
It's difficult. You sort of don't feel natural just standing there. Even though if you're having a conversation with somebody, you might just stand there.
Oh.
But
well, because the one time I saw him on stage, and it was in San Francisco, and he kept trying to get me to just stay at this bar that was around the corner. He goes, "You don't want to come see this." I go, "What are you talking about?" Because you don't want anything to do with this. I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Why don't you just stay here? I'll be done in an hour, and then I'll meet you over here and have a drink." I said, "No, I'll come see you." And he stood still the entire time. You stood exactly still until you had your one job that you had to do, which was you had to hit somebody in the ass with a bat.
Oh, that may have been.
Couldn't wait.
Yeah, I might have been. That was. Oh, you must have seen the. I know what show you saw. No,
With
those are
like a
ridiculous.
paddle.
Those are not my shows. I was helping somebody else out.
Yeah, and he was like, I don't want you to see this. I don't want you to think this is what I'm writing and what I'm working on.
Yeah, I stand by that. I don't know why you went. You
Well,
should
because I
trust
was
him.
out there visiting you, and I said, I'm going to go support you. And he just stood in the corner. He stood in the back of the stage, and every time somebody answered a question wrong, he'd paddle him in the ass.
Yeah, right. It was a There was
That's
a bit
our
of
Dan.
It was
And
a
he had to
bit.
wear some like Gollum mask or something.
Hey, look.
No, I know. I got it. That wasn't your writing. It was you were filling in, and I got that. But you were worried that I would walk away and say he's lying. He wrote that shit.
It's a lot easier when you feel like no one's looking. You don't have any of the lines. No one's looking at you. But when you're shooting a video, the shot's on you, and they go, "Okay, go ahead, do your line." You feel like you suddenly immediately don't feel natural at all.
Yeah, this is true.
Well, it's
I
like
get
that
this.
old saying. It's like that advice that people give. Like you just spank somebody's ass like nobody's watching,
Exactly.
and that's what you try to take
That's
to
where
heart.
it comes from. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Those
I'm
lights
just
hit
noticing
you.
something weird in this shot. I think they added smoke, like as an optical effect, to when Smails and Rodney are talking, because it kind of fades away really unnaturally.
This is a very
Yeah, I
good
don't know what
point.
you're talking about, Tom.
Yeah.
I have no idea
It
what
was
you're talking
just in
about.
time. I just made that. It's my last interesting comment for the
Yeah,
entire show, I think.
It fades away way too naturally, so it's done in post all
Yeah.
the way.
Well, it's
They
smoke because
figure-
the place just blew up.
Right, but like
Yeah.
if they hadn't added that, I wouldn't be like, now wait just a minute.
No,
Up until
but-
now, this movie has been locked down, rock solid.
They just
Well,
wanted
it
to make
hasn't
sure
been, and you-
it's probably like in the script, amidst the ruins and smoldering fires,
Yeah.
so and so confronts so and so,
Yeah. Yeah.
But then Icarus rises from the ashes.
That'll be the new Bushwood. I guess that's what Caddyshack 2 is about. It's about
Let's not
Rodney
bring that up.
being the head of Bushwood. And, he's got Ty as his...
But Rodney's
I don't
not
know.
the head of Bushwood.
That's great. It's going to be great.
No,
I
but
can't wait for
Rodney
Caddyshack
wasn't the
2.
head of Bushwood because he wasn't in it.
No, but he buys it. Smails owes him so much money that Rodney ends up just buying Bushwood.
Was that
Oh,
the
And
plot
with
of
buy?
Ty's
it?
help, probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
he buys Bushwood, even though it's a
buys
dump.
it. Right.
Was that the plot of it? Or are you just making it
in
up?
my mind, I'm making it up, but I assume it's got to be what it is, right?
Yeah, it's got to
And
be.
who's Jackie
Rodney's
Mason,
now bought
then?
it.
Jackie Mason, what are you talking about?
Jackie
from The
Mason's
Jerk?
in Caddyshack too.
I don't want to hear this.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
don't
it is.
understand your words.
Next thing you know, you're going to tell me that Dennis Quaid is in it.
You mean Randy?
Oh, even worse.
And he turned it like a putt-putt
Of
course,
all the
right?
Quaids.
Wrong Bushfeld comedian, wrong Quaid.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
Hey, I have horrible news, actually. Not to bring
What?
us all incredibly down.
All right.
The very first, I was like, oh, okay, who's this first? Like, I noticed that Scott Columby is the second name after co-starring. It's the first or the second co-star name we get in the end
Yeah.
credits.
Right.
The only other actor before him is Albert Salmi. Do you know who that is?
No.
Do not look it up. Who do you think it is?
Albert Salmi.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with-
He's billed above Tony D'Annunzio.
I would say it's like the guy who does the gopher or something.
No, it's a guy in the movie. He appears in the movie.
But why
as
would
an
it's
actor.
not alphabetical? It's not by appearance. So
Right.
what are they doing?
It actually makes a little bit of sense. Once you know, you'll go, oh, okay, maybe. Excuse me. I'll cut that out.
I don't know.
I can just tell you. You want me to just tell you? This
Yeah,
taking way
because
too
nobody's
long.
got a good guess.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Noonan. It's Danny's dad.
Oh. Why is that
And as I
bad?
looked him up,
Uh-huh.
as I looked him up to find out who he was, Albert Salmi, actor 62, is found shot to death in home with wife in
No
1990. Way.
1990?
An apparent murder-suicide, police said. Yeah, April 25th, 1990.
Oh my gosh.
Son of a bitch.
Now, would it be uncouth for me to ask which side of the murder-suicide was he on? Was he on the homicide part or the suicide part?
I do not... I think he was on the suicide part.
Right.
Maybe? I'm
Maybe.
just scanning this.
But it could have been the
thing.
it could have been the Phil Hartman model, which goes the other way.
Eh.
I'm just saying.
I shouldn't say because I really don't know. But,
Yeah, you don't know.
Are we done now?
No.
Oh, I
Goodbye,
feel
funny
bad.
man. I feel bad too. He was on Gunsmoke.
All right, here's the plot of Caddyshack 2. Ready?
Oh God. Okay.
Jack Hartunian, a self-made man, is trying to get into Bushwood Country Club because his daughter is being asked by her snooty friends. Jack applies, but a few things ruin his application. One, that he's extremely boorish, and because he is building low-cost housing in an affluent neighborhood. Jack then turns to Ty Webb, who owns the majority shares of the club. Jack buys Ty's shares and then takes over the club and makes some changes which the members don't like. That's when the club members attack Jack by stopping his housing project. Eventually they decide to settle it on the golf course, but the club president decides to take contingencies. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, see?
So it's actually what I just said, except they replaced Rodney.
Yeah, Radney wasn't in it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But I mean, isn't that the exact plot I just made up?
Yeah, except
that
Ty
Rodney
was...
takes over the club and that he gets Ty's help?
You know, the shares and not...
The controlling interest.
What
I
he
should write for
takes.
Hollywood. I should write for failed Hollywood almost direct-to-video movies.
Yeah, you really should.
Yeah. That's next once this podcast is done.
Well, it's
Yeah,
almost
in case
done.
you can't cut it at what you're doing now. You should try that.
Yeah.
The jury is out. Yeah.
So I prepared something for today, actually.
Oh, look at you.
After listening to last one of the last episodes, I think it was minute... what minute's this?
95.
This is 95.
95, so you take 2 away from 95, so that would be
Carry the one.
93. 93, so in the minute 93, when we were talking about the old-timey mashups. And one of the things I was talking about was the mashing up the St. Crispin's Day speech with the Tramp speech from Clockwork Orange.
Oh, right.
All right, so if I'd like to do a dramatic reading of
please
that
do.
Oh,
of
this
that
would be-
said mashup.
I
This should
really
be
enjoy
this is
that.
this is very enjoyable. If you'll just
Yeah.
give me the floor for a couple minutes and
Don't ruin this, Dan.
The floor is yours.
okay. It's a stinking world because there's no law and order anymore. That he which hath no stomach to this fight, let him depart, his passport shall be made. It's a stinking world because it lets the young get onto the old like you done, and crowns for convoy put into his purse. It's no world for any old man anymore. What sort of a world is it at all? Man on the moon? Man spinning around the earth, and there's no attention paid to earthly law and order no more. We would not die in that man's company that fears his fellowship to die with us. O dear land, I fought for thee and brought you peace and victory. Then will he strip his sleeve and show his scars and say, these wounds I had on St. Crispin's Day.
That was goddamn beautiful.
Yes.
Brilliant. I love it. I don't know where the Clockwork
One
Orange
began-
ended and the
right.
St. Crispin's
Seamless.
began.
Right.
Yeah.
I will tell you in this order. All right. It went Clockwork, Crispin, a lot of Clockwork, little Crispin, Clockwork, and then ends on Crispin.
Finished with a dasp of Crispin.
Yeah, tear his sleeve and show his wounds on.
A soup son of Crispin.
Wow, that's terrific.
Crispin. That was
Well, that's a
beautiful.
mashup.
Yeah, that was
I'll
great.
put that. I'll put that in your computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put that.
Put that in your dubstep.
Oh,
Wow, you all right?
sorry, as you know, I was out of town and I was just racing back to get here just in time for the recording. I'm standing here. All my bags are still here.
Wow.
and I wolfed down a microwaved piece of pizza. Pizza, when microwaved, becomes very rubbery.
Yeah.
Difficult to eat, but I didn't have the oven roasting option.
We told you could have stopped at In-N-Out Burger on the way.
No, because I wouldn't have gotten here. It would have been a friggin' circus at
you know what I did
at dinner time.
You know what I just did?
What?
I stood in the kitchen and ate half of an ice cream cake.
Oh God!
Oh, Mike.
Wow.
An Oreo,
Were you
an
asleep?
Oreo cookie ice cream cake.
Because of the zombies? Were you girding yourself against the zombie apocalypse?
No, I went in there for a drink of water, and then I just pulled because we had a birthday party for my daughter, and it's my birthday this month too. So we always do like a joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had
somehow
3
you
ice
get the
cream.
bulk of the cake.
No, they had 3 ice cream cakes.
Oh wow.
One for me, one for my daughter, and one for my other daughter for a non-birthday cake.
So everyone gets a whole cake. Is that the way?
There
this
was no
works?
I don't
cake.
know, there was one that was left over, and and I said I'll take it, but I don't think I
I
should
didn't have
take
a birthday.
it.
Why didn't I get a cake?
Did you cut it
But I
into
don't
slices, Mike, or did you just do the thing where you take the handfuls of it?
No, well, first of all, it's a frozen, so it's ice cream cake.
Or do you do the Bugs Bunny thing where you cut a slice, but then you take the bulk of the cake and leave that one
And
slice?
leave the slice. I see what you're saying. No, I just took the cake and put it on. I opened up the thing and put it on the counter, and just sat there with a fork and just was taking pieces out of it.
Did you do
Oh,
what
that
I
sounds
do
heavenly.
sometimes with ice cream, where you're doing it and you're going, no, what are you doing? It's like it's all wrong, but you're doing it.
But you won't enjoy. You won't allow yourself to enjoy it.
Right.
Right. It's just guilt.
I
Yeah.
did this today. Somebody at work brought in these little cookie bites. They were it was like a cookie crust, almost like an Oreo cookie with like a truffle inside of it.
God.
But it was like the shape of a little tiny it was like a cookie crumble, like a pie crust type cookie, right? Okay.
Jesus.
In the
call
shape
that
of
A
like
gilding
a
lot of
Oreo.
words.
It was like a deconstructed Oreo. So it was like a cookie crust that you would find at the bottom of a pie.
Oh
But
my.
it was in the shape of a little cup, and in the middle of it was a truffle
Oh God.
with some like sea salt on top of it, right? So I grabbed one on the way to my desk and I ate it. And I started typing, and I got up and I went and had another one.
Uh-huh.
And I said,
Oh.
okay, I just had 2.
Story of my life.
And I didn't just take it slowly and chew it and enjoy it.
No.
And then I sat there and I said, you know what, God damn it, you're you have no willpower.
Right.
You're a scum,
I've
you're
had
a
that
loser,
conversation.
you're a punk. And then you're sitting there typing and you said, but you know what, I want another one.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what, I'm going to go get one. And as I'm walking over there, it's only those brief few seconds that I'm enjoying. Oh, you know what, I'm going to have one. And this is going to be
Where
so
you've
good.
Decided, yeah.
Then I grabbed it and I ate it on the way back to the chair. And the minute I sat down to the chair, I've swallowed it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gone.
Wait, what happened? I
And
thought I
then
was
I
going to
just
get a
have
thing.
this feeling of remorse
Yeah.
and just being
Just
awful.
made it in
and just-
transit. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
I
it
just
didn't
did,
happen.
and I
How
did that
many,
with the cake too. I sat there and I had 5 of them.
Well, I was going to say, how many
Jesus.
truffles per minute were you typing?
It was like I was answering emails and I would type like one sentence of the emails and then I'd get up and reward myself for typing that one
Yeah.
line.
And furthermore, gentlemen. Oh, okay, I'm going to get up.
Yeah, you should actually
Furthermore.
send the email when you stop. Just be like, one moment
Yeah.
while I go get another truffle.
Yeah.
And in
We'll
conclusion.
continue this later. Love,
No, but I
Mike.
was sitting in the kitchen going to town on this cake. And then I realized it's like, you know what? One of my favorite movies is Defending Your Life, Albert Brooks.
Uh-huh. Great movie.
And I said, I think I'm going to have to defend my life at one point.
They're going to show this.
And I think the clips that they're going to constantly show is me standing in the kitchen just being a total and complete other motherfucker
yeah.
Uh-huh.
and an asshole, just eating, but like very mechanical eating, not really even enjoying anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm taking a scoop and just looking at it and saying, "Look at that, that's so good," and savoring
love
the
you, ice
flavor.
cream.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just stuffing it in my mouth.
Don't-
Yeah.
Don't be too myopic though, Mike. They'll also probably include you stealing porn and also
Yeah.
ramming into an innocent man's car at the Troy Motor Mall.
You're so
What I'll
dazzled by
do
a
is I'll
motor
ask
mall.
them with my head in my hands, can we just go back to me eating in the kitchen?
But they might also show you digging a sandwich out of the garbage for your daughter. That was a human moment. You
Why do
know,
you keep bringing that up? When did I do that?
you've told many stories that you don't remember on the
Yeah,
show.
he tells
What's
them,
the one
he
with
tells
the
them
sandwich?
twice.
Let's get real.
What did I do with the sandwich?
We've called stories back to you, and you're like, that never happened. What are you
That
talking
never
about?
happened. Yeah, the one about the mom in the notebook. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're at like some. I think the one daughter was having like a dance. I don't know, some sort of practice or something, and you're with the other daughter, and you got her a thing to eat. She's like, "Nah, I don't want it," so you threw it away, and then she did want it, so you went back and got it, and something like that.
I did that.
Yeah.
You tell me the minute where I told that story.
Well, I don't know.
I'll find it.
I vaguely remember it, but I don't remember it just like that.
It's not like it was gross.
No,
like I think the
fine.
point of the story was like, oh, it was like still like in the container. It technically was not gross at all. It was just in the garbage, but then I got it out.
But did I get it out, or did I almost get it out? Then I stopped myself because I remembered that someone was watching me or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be.
But
That
I
could
still
be.
don't
But it's
remember.
funnier if you get it out and give it to her.
Yeah, I remember the story, but I don't remember. Okay, yeah, something's not right with me because I can't remember these things. The details are starting to.
We do these things well past the prime of our day every day. We're half asleep. Yeah, so you get a pass for not
All right,
remembering
well.
every word you said.
But either way, that's gonna. I'm not proud of myself that I stand there in the kitchen and just shovel.
I have to say, and this is not as a counterpoint to this at all. I somehow today I got to this far into the day, and I look back on my everything that I ate today, and I don't regret anything that I ate today. I think I did a really, really good job without trying that hard
Well, you still
of
got a
eating
little time
only
left in the day.
non-disgusting things.
Well, good
still
for
got those-
you.
Yeah, I'm awesome.
Yeah.
The point is, I'm awesome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You're tall,
Yeah, I had
though.
the
I feel like
exact
there's a
opposite
lot.
of
What do you
that.
get to eat every day with that tallness? There's got to be some.
I eat a lot.
You
but
can
I
have
don't
like a whole
like
side
normally.
of ribs every day. It doesn't matter.
No,
that'd be great.
Tom eats like you would expect someone of his interest eats. He eats
Star
like a
Trek
12-year-old.
cupcakes.
Yeah.
First, I ate the Afne cell,
No, what does he eat,
and then I
Mike?
eat the shuttle bay doors.
What?
What does he eat, Mike?
Yeah,
he eats
Mike.
eats like that fruit roll-ups and stuff.
Oh,
That's
right,
kinda
right,
what
like
he
a
eats.
kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a slight exaggeration.
He eats things that are all like, like bright blue and pink.
Well,
and he eats
they
things
give
that
you
are
that at
artificially colored.
They give you
They have
that.
blast in the name.
They give you those roll-ups. He's used to them. They give it to you at camp right after nap time, but before sex ed. You get a couple of fruit roll-ups.
Yeah, he likes a lot of Mountain Dew.
So he likes that. Yeah, he likes the Mountain Dew Red, code
You know what they
red.
used to give me at camp?
Right
So
before
I,
the Sadie Hawkins dance.
all right,
at,
so I went to
camp.
this. I went to this Willoway camp. It was called Willoway, Camp Willoway, Novi, Michigan. Right. And we used to play box hockey.
Do they take your will away?
Right. Yeah, we used to ride the go karts, and then these two guys named
Moose,
Mel
Rocco?
and Arnie were like Mel and
Moose and
Arnie were
Rocco.
the two guys that ran the camp. And Arnie looked like you remember the Ghoul Show, Dan?
No, the Ghoul Show.
In Detroit, the Ghoul Show.
No,
The
I
Ghoul
don't think
Show.
I do.
It was on like Saturday night. It was the Ghoul, and then he would show like scary movies that were kind of campy.
Oh yeah. Was that on channel 20?
Yeah, and he had like a goatee, and he had like these dark glasses, and he would wear these weird hats. And he would always like blow things up, and it was funny, and then he would show like bad horror movies.
Yeah,
But
I do
anyways,
remember that actually. It's sort of
Arnie
like,
looked like
what's
the-
the guy, the
yeah.
other guy that did the horror?
Sven Gulli or Sven Gali.
Yeah, right. He's like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Every big city had its like version of this,
Yeah.
unlike their local station. But anyways, Arnie looked like the Ghoul, and Mel was this old Jewish guy that never had a shirt on. Was always walking around without a shirt on, and that was his shtick, which I thought was a little creepy. But anyways, at the lunches every Thursday, we would have Kentucky Fried Chicken box lunches. It was like my favorite day, right?
Yeah.
They would have Kentucky Fried Chicken on one of the days of the week. You just go and grab a Kentucky Fried Chicken box, and it had chicken and French fry, chicken and mashed potatoes, and the biscuit in there. It was really delicious.
Right.
But then every other week they would have the Kentucky Fried Chicken box, but then it had like fish and chips inside.
Ooh.
And I would ask, I go, what Kentucky Fried Chicken makes this? Kentucky Fried Chicken doesn't make fish and chips.
Right.
So it was like the biggest mystery to me. Is like, why am I getting a Kentucky Fried Chicken box, a box lunch, but in it has this very delicious fish and chips? And I would go to, and I would tell my dad that, and he'd say, I've never seen that before. He'd go, take me to every Kentucky Fried Chicken. We'd stop, and I'd run in and say, do you make fish and chips? And they'd say, no. I'm like, well, how the hell does my camp
get out of here.
I said, how the hell does my camp have Kentucky Fried Chicken, fish and chips, and it's delivered there every other Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Thursdays in between, I get the chicken. See that, Mr. Manager? So I know you got the chicken, herbs and spices and all.
Mm-hmm.
But every other Thursday, I get the fish and chips in the Kentucky Fried Chicken box. And it would just show up, and they'd all be there, and they'd be stacked up high, and we'd grab one, and I'll tartar sauce and everything.
Wow.
To this day, I still don't know how they got Kentucky Fried Chicken, fish and chips.
Yeah.
That is weird.
It's one of those things that I haven't thought about in a long time. But now that I'm thinking about it, it's like one of the great mysteries.
You still don't have an
How
answer.
the fuck did they get? How did they did they just buy the boxes? Somebody made fish and chips and they put them in there? That's a lot of work.
Right.
I want to see footage of you just running around town with or without your dad, just like with your fingers pulling at your hair, just like looking like wild-eyed, just like trying to get somebody to listen to you, and you can't.
Nobody would believe me. So it was like they don't do that. I'm like, listen. And
shoot your eye out, kid.
Then I'd question myself. It's like, well, why did they just have Kentucky Fried Chicken every Thursday? Someone made an executive decision and say, we're going to have Kentucky Fried Chicken on this Thursday, then we're going to skip a Thursday, we're going to do it again. But in between, we're going to get Kentucky Fried Chicken, fish and chips. And I still don't know. I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out.
Anyone out there, if you understand how a young Mike DeMaria could have gotten fish and chips from a Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, maybe you worked at the large order processing center for the
maybe
for the KFC.
Or maybe the fish and chips place like borrowed KFC
a little exchange,
like buckets or something.
There were the boxes, like the box lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was a box lunch. It was a little box you would get, and it was Kentucky Fried Chicken box.
Yeah.
And on Thursdays, tell you again, you get 2 pieces of chicken.
We got it.
Cup of the mashed potatoes, cup of the coleslaw,
Yeah.
gravy, and a biscuit.
It's all
Biscuit, and then you would drink the bug. Then you would have the bug juice. You'd go walk up to the big house and get 2 containers of bug juice for your group.
Right.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But then the next Thursday would roll around. The same exact thing would happen. Everything to a T. You get the box, Kentucky Fried Chicken box, right? You'd go up to the big house, and they'd have them stacked up yay high. You'd grab the amount that you need for your group. And then somebody else would go and grab the 2 jugs of bug juice, right? And you'd go back and you'd open it up, and lo and behold, and I use the word low because it's biblical. It's right from.
I was going to say it sounds very biblical.
Yeah, it's lows when Lot turned around and looked back at he
like one kid had fish and chips while everyone else had chicken, but suddenly lo and behold,
turned to a
the
pillar
fish and
of salt.
chips have multiplied.
I opened it up, and it was holy smokes. There's that delicious fish and chips. And I spent some time in England when I was a kid, and I really liked the fish and chips. I always have a hankering for it. And I was like, this is good fish and chips. So it's almost like this is not Kentucky Fried Chicken. They got this somewhere else, and I want to know who's doing this. Who's doing this to me and my campmates here? Because this is one of those things that I don't understand.
This is a new insight for me into you and our friendship, because one of the first things we bonded over here in the land of Chicago was Duke of Perth and their all-you-can-eat fish and chips.
Yeah.
Wednesdays and Fridays.
I love the Duke
I think
of
that's
Perth.
it. Yeah.
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 That place.
We should be there right now.
Scottish bar here in Chicago. Yeah, we should.
Let's do the last show from
Tom.
there.
Yep.
Let's meet up there at some point, Tom.
God damn it! I want to be there.
That'd be great. Come on.
And you know what was so great about it?
Times. Let's just
It
do
was
it.
all you can eat fish and chips, but this shows the kind of level of class they had there. Is it was also all you could eat peas. They would give you peas on the plate too.
Get your veggies.
So it wasn't like they would just bring you more fish. They'd bring you more fish, chips, and peas.
You got more mushy peas, yeah.
Gotta move it through your system.
You'd say, listen, keep it coming every 10 minutes till one of us passes out, then bring them every 15 minutes.
Oh my God, I love that. I love the Duke
I'm
of
very
Perth.
hungry for
I went
fish and chips right
there
now.
a few years ago, so I did get a little bit of that in. But I love that place.
Yeah.
Duke of
You have a
Perth.
nice
The
scotch.
last time we went there, Tom, the last couple of times we've been there, it's overrun with people now.
Is it?
It is. Somebody found out. Somebody blabbed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like hard to get a table there, and there's people like, you're trying to eat and there's people just standing right on top of you.
Yeah, and they're the ones waiting for your table.
Oh,
Or drinking beer because there's no real room to even maneuver.
that
Yeah.
sucks.
Unless you go in the summer and you go out on the back patio.
Or you go in the
seems a
middle of
little
the
more
day
civilized.
somewhere. It usually is not all you can eat, but if you just go have a plate of fish and chips, it'll be nice and quiet there.
It takes a little of the fun out of it.
No.
Although, a single plate of fish and chips will kind of do you. It's about all you can eat.
No. We did some damage there.
We did.
telling you.
Glorious damage.
I gotta figure this out, and now I'm obsessed with it. How the hell it was the Kentucky Fried Chicken boxes inside with fish and chips?
Maybe it
I'll
wasn't
figure
like
it
an actual drive up to it KFC, but it was like a camp version. Like KFC supplied this camp with food, and
But
through
why
that
would
service,
they supply them with fish and chips? That's
Yeah, I
the
don't
thing I
know.
don't understand.
My
And
theory
then
falls
not say,
apart.
you know what? Why are we not? Let's just put these in the stores because the
Yeah,
kids
these
seem to
kids
like
obviously
them.
love them.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look it up later. Camp Willoway, fish and chips, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I'll do the same. I'll look for Mr. Foghat again too.
I hope you don't regret this.
This is the same.
Pulling
This
at
is
his
same.
thread.
Now the camp was in the same city as Walnut Creek Country Club, Novi.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Mr. Foghat was behind the whole thing.
yeah.
Mr. Fish and Chips.
I got my nose broken at that camp
Oh,
too.
no.
Why? I'll
There
kill
was
him. What happened?
There was a camp counselor. His name was Dewey.
Started
Jesus.
asking around about the fish and chips.
Hey, the
Somebody
DeMaria
Said the
kids asking
knees
too
are
many
next,
questions.
my friend.
Yeah, got my
We're gonna
nose
have to.
broken.
We're gonna
chips.
have to. The colonel ain't happy about you going around asking questions.
The
Cairo
Colonel
time.
twirled the left side of his mustache, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, this is,
You
this
don't
is-
want him twirling the right side next time.
So there was this big lumpy counselor named Dewey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his big thing was when you were at the pool, you had a little tag on your bathing suit that told you what area of the pool you could go in, right? You had to test into the certain areas.
Yeah.
So you had like yellow water, white water was up top. It was like yellow, blue, green, and white. White you could go anywhere you wanted, but you had to test into the. So, anyways, they had a diving board over there, and Dewey's big thing is he'd go up there and do a belly flop, and everyone would go Dewey, Dewey, Dewey. And he'd do
I
his-
saw this movie.
and he'd do his belly flop, and then they'd get everybody wet. But we were playing volleyball, and Dewey was one of the guys that never said anything to me, and he always had this scowl on his face. But we were playing volleyball, he went up and he spiked the ball and hit me right in the head
Ow.
and busted my nose up. And Dewey,
God.
I don't know if it was on the Kentucky Fried Chicken Thursday, or if it was on the Fish and Chips Thursday, or if it was on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
See, that makes me doubt this story. I think you would have remembered.
We used to go fishing. They had you'd go up to the big house again, and they would all these extra hot dogs that they were left over from the day before that they cooked, right? And you'd use that as bait. So you'd go up there and you'd grab like 15 hot dogs. You'd run down and use the hot dogs for bait and catch catfish in the lake. It was like a free-for-all camp. There was not many rules.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
You should have gone there until you were in your 40s.
I think it was a Jewish camp.
That wouldn't have been embarrassing at all.
No, I didn't.
Oh, that was-
no, I'm
that
not
was-
saying there's anything wrong with it. I
You
think
went
it
to a
was
Jewish
because
camp.
I think it was like a ham. There was a ham tamarack, or there was one that was a Jewish camp, and then Willoway I think was a Jewish camp as well.
And probably not ham, but
Not that there's,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Why is that funny?
it's just his.
Oh,
Probably not ham.
Probably not ham, but come on now. Yeah,
Be
but
reasonable.
it's unclean meat, and we all know what happened. I got beat up. We covered that in one of the minutes.
I was going
right?
to say, why would you? Nothing against the Jewish people at all, but I would understand if you had an aversion to that after your experience at the temple.
Yeah,
Right.
Temple Bethel. That worked
Yeah,
me
you
over.
got-
Yeah,
Because I was,
yeah.
got
Mike
your
got
ass
worked over.
kicked.
For anyone who doesn't remember that story, yeah.
yeah.
yeah, he's a
Pretend
Catholic.
you're Jewish.
Pretend you're
This club's exclusive, so pretend you're Jewish.
And he's a Catholic.
Oh, it's great.
Reppenfuhrer. We traced the plates of that Dodge. And he's a
What are you going
Catholic.
to do about it? Whitey. That's almost like as we record this. I'm sweating a little bit making that joke. That's
yeah.
We need it now more than ever.
Let's not get into that.
No.
They're tough times. These are very.
Yeah.
These are.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, maybe we need to watch more movies of people, driving the bluesmobile through a bridge full of, skokie Nazis.
Yeah, but it was the other way around in real life.
I know.
That tells you how hard I've been working. I've been working so hard that I didn't realize that happened this weekend.
Oh, really?
Until this afternoon.
Oh, man. Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, just in time for the president to finally admit that maybe neo-Nazis are unsavory.
Yeah, see, I even missed that. I know he was getting a lot of flack, and I only figured that out today. And I didn't even know that there's a total eclipse that's about to happen.
Well, that I knew. Yeah.
I didn't know, but I'm saying I didn't know about it because I've been so.
That's been on the books for centuries.
Into work, but these are all things that everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know anything right now. I just know that I got to do this job and I got to do this job.
You're better off.
Oh, speaking of, how'd your Sunday thing go? You had a big thing on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, presentation.
Yeah, a little board of trustees. Yeah, I think it's fine. Everything's fine.
All right. Did you get to sit down at the witness booth, or did you have to stand up and?
No, I did the sit down. It worked.
Oh, good.
Oh,
okay.
Good.
Yeah.
I was up all night.
Order. This meeting will come to order.
That'd be great if you started your speech.
Not to my recollection, Senator.
If you started your speech and just did a couple sentences and then walked over to the truffles and grabbed one and then walked back and continued and did like one more sentence, then go, excuse me, and then walked over slowly, grabbed another one, ate it on the way back, and just did that like 4 or 5 times. Fantastic.
And not even know you're doing it.
Yeah, just seamless. Like it's like you're not thinking about it at all, just rolling with it. Fantastic.
Oh, boy. Well,
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
No.
Oh, wait. I can't say hey, listen.
You can't.
Damn it. Hang on.
Why don't we do the credits?
Why don't we do? Hey,
What?
you know what we need to do?
Trivia.
What?
Trivia.
Mike's right. Mike's
That's
right.
true.
Oh, trivia. Okay, now wait a minute. I just pulled out another card. It's a hole-in-one again. Starts with a hole-in-one. Should we try this again, where if we get the correct answer for the hole-in-one, the show just ends,
We
period?
end the show immediately. It cuts out.
Okay, that's
Okay.
if that's the
Well,
show's
then
going to
if
end. I
that's-
don't think we should do trivia yet. We haven't even done the we listen now.
Okay, yeah, okay. We can put a
I had this
hold on
idea.
trivia until we're finished talking
I know
about
I'm going
everything
to
we have
take some of the
say.
spontaneity out of it. I had this idea that we would do the credits, but we would try to do it
Yeah.
in the Mystery Science Theater 3000 style. Real time.
Oh, okay.
There's 17 seconds of
Yeah.
credits in this minute.
Yeah.
So all it would take up would be 17 seconds. But do we have the
Okay.
comedy chops?
But
to
the
do
problem
something
is,
like that?
but here's the difference: is the audience is not watching the credits and watching
Oh,
your
that's
silhouette,
true.
watching the credits, listening.
You think
to
the
you
audience
talk.
doesn't have the credits to
They
Caddyshack
don't have them
memorized?
rolling.
No, let's just no.
I
we're
would
not
just
gonna
say
try
we'd
to-
read them off.
we're
We'd
not gonna
say,
try
oh,
to-
executive in charge of production, Mark Canton. Is that Mario Canton's brother?
And Rusty Lemonade.
And Rusty Lemarand, which just sounds like a drink. Yeah, exactly. I like a little
Yeah.
Rusty Lemarand with a little bit of salt
Can
on
you
the
make a
rim.
Rusty Lemarand?
Can
you make a shoe smell?
It's either that or a lewd
We're
act.
already rolling with this.
Yeah. See, look at this. Don
Rusty
McDonald.
Lemarand.
Yeah. Don McDonald.
Don McDonald, the head of the McDonald crime family.
Yeah, Don McDonald. Yeah. You know what I mean? Go to my brother Ronald about this.
Yeah. With their hitman Gramachi.
Wally Nacita is some great casting.
he's Don.
Oh, that's it. That was it. We did
Yeah,
it.
see? And then you get into, you just get the Scott Columby and the late, great Albert
Right.
Salmi.
Double the murder-suicide.
Salmulator. That didn't really work.
I had a really bad. I'll just tell you that
dear.
I just want to let you know, because I want a little pat on the back. I had a really good joke, or I had a bad joke, depending on how you look at it. Really ready to go when you said that he had been in Gunsmoke, but I didn't say the joke. Right?
That
because
is good.
I like to
I
say
appreciate
that,
that.
to my credit, I did not make that joke. But I
That is
do
really
want you to
good.
know that it was a real humdinger.
No, you get credit for having the clever idea pass
Yeah.
through your head. And you get credit for having the internal,
And just say,
so we're
no,
in the
it's in bad
credits, right?
taste.
Yeah.
I don't do things in bad taste. That's one of the things that's great about me.
See? That's why
Yeah.
we love you.
Trivia.
Now, what were you saying, Mike, about credits?
We're in the credits,
Yeah.
right?
We're in the credits, yeah.
All right. So I was either 18 or 19
Oh,
years old.
Jesus.
Okay. All right. All right.
You're going to do this now at 45 minutes into the
yeah.
episode?
I was either what? What?
We're going to do another one
Is
after
it
this. You want to
essential
save
that
it for
you
the
tell
next
this
one?
story? How many fucking stories do you have also?
Are you fucking
Like,
kidding?
I don't even remember
Are you
last week.
Fucking wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you fucking kidding me now?
No,
You're gonna stop me now?
I'm not stopping you. Okay, but they do, like the Tour de
We have,
France
like-
goes in
we have,
goes
like,
in
4 more
they
minutes of
go in
credits.
stages. You know?
All right.
No.
Okay. All right.
Now I feel like now you're making me
All
feel
right.
bad.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You know, I had it set up perfectly that I was going to just roll right into something. But now I'm questioning whether I'm going to even roll into it next week.
Oh, come on.
So
You're
you
just-
know what?
If you
Trivia
can't
time,
promise to
trivia.
do it next minute,
Trivia.
then go ahead and do it now.
Trivia. Trivia.
Terrible.
Do trivia. If we get it right,
That's a shame.
All
right
right.
there.
Okay, in case we get this right in a hole-in-one and the show ends immediately
Show
in
ends.
just a few
People
seconds.
will know because the ending music will
Please
have
tune
already
in
started.
tomorrow.
That's okay. Keep going.
Oh, that's true.
That's funny anyway.
Oh,
Go,
yeah, wait a
go.
minute. That is. Okay, wait, all right. I just want to say, make sure you tune in next time because Mike
Tune
might
in.
tell a story.
Trivia.
Okay, hole-in-one.
Do it.
Hole-in-one. Which of the following
Uh-huh.
activities is not listed on the billboards for Al's condo development? Oh, we talked
We
about
did.
this sign in
Oh,
detail.
Shit. We did, didn't we? It was
Okay,
like
okay,
playground,
I have
Of
to give you
course,
the
of
multiple
course.
choice options because it's
Okay.
that kind of question.
Yeah.
Okay.
playgrounds for
Racquetball.
the kids.
That is not on the card. Racquetball,
right.
swimming, tennis, bingo. Oh my God.
Fuck.
Racket.
I want to say
Yeah, why would they
racquetball.
include that?
I want to say racquetball too.
That seems weirdly specific.
because everything else
Okay.
seems like
Yeah.
tennis, pool.
I'm down with
is
that. So
one
ready?
around,
One,
and the-
2, 3.
and bingo. And bingo is the
Racquetball.
outlier.
1, 2, 3.
Racquetball.
Racquetball.
Oh, motherfucker.
It's bingo.
It was
What?
swimming.
All right,
It's
tell you
swimming.
a story.
According to this card, the answer is swimming. No, wait a minute. We're still like almost an
You know
hour
what?
into this.
You know what, assholes? I mean, if you just I was doing it Bob Einstein style, where I was going to say, you want to hear a joke, you want to tell a story, and then I was just
Yeah.
going to go into it, and it was
Yeah,
just
but
going to be seamless without
But it's
any
something you want to
attention drawn
savor.
on
We're
it.
like at the
young
tail end of
woman's,
the episode.
young woman's worried
That
about
was-
the size of
that
her
was-
opening. Or what? Her opening.
A what? Just let him go. He's.
Let me just
he's
get through
rolling.
it.
No. Let me just get through it. No, the point was, it was going to be like that. Like you were not going to know exactly what I was talking about until I had already gotten started, and then it would have been
Yeah.
genius, just utter genius,
What are you going to do?
and you
All
blew
right.
it.
It would have been genius about 20 minutes into the episode.
You know what? We're gonna have to say. I don't want to do it anymore. Maybe the next movie. We'll do it the
Movie?
next movie.
All right.
Okay.
Who knows when that'll
Yeah,
be?
when we
Let's
go
just
to the
end
next
this thing,
one.
okay? Let's just take it
Brain
easy on
candy
everyone
event.
and end this thing.
Okay. Oh, do we not finish
do
this
it
trivia
real fast.
card?
Let's
We
do
got
skip
this
through it
stupid-
real
Oh, I
quick.
thought it was a hole in one.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Who does Ty put his arm around during the big match? Everybody knows that. It's oh yeah, it's George Smails.
Smails.
Okay. What is the name of one of the caddies that leaves when with Lou when Danny watches The Office?
Jesus Christ. That's a good question.
It's the old man.
Wow. That's a really
It's
good
the-
question.
yeah,
it's
the
like
old
the
man.
old guys, right?
It's the old man. No, it's the old man and the one young tough
I
that
don't
has
know.
the towel
Like, I'm going to
around
go
his neck.
Smitty
Yeah.
or something.
Okay, the options are Joe, Dave, Jimmy, and Vito.
Vito.
Jimmy.
It's fucking Joe.
Oh,
We
come
suck
on.
at Caddyshack. We suck at
No,
thing's
this is
killing
stupid.
us.
This is
Weeks
like
of
minutia.
stupid questions, and suddenly they hit us
I
with
know,
these
really.
incredible ones.
What other comedy film was released the same year as Caddyshack? That's not a Caddyshack question.
No.
But I guess it was... Okay, it was
Animal
Airplane.
House.
Airplane. Fuck everyone.
All right.
That was trivia. Music.
So listen.
And then... Let the music fade out.
So listen.
Very nice. Okay, so listen.
So listen.
This has been a disaster.
Yeah.
We took the greatest last line of any film and we wiped Mike's feet on it, and we feel bad about it. No, this is a good episode. Come on, we all had fun.
Yeah, it was good.
Next one's going to be even better.
We did the credits.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
This is it. You don't have to tell
Enjoy.
us. Just do
Chew
it.
slowly. All right. Okay, we're going now. We're going to bed or something. I don't know. We're stopping recording now, and then we'll come back next time for minute 96 of Caddyshack here on the Caddyshack Minute.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.